Because we are in a party culture, and everybody thinks, we're good, I know the man upstairs. But Jesus is very distinctive in verse 8 of chapter 21 in Revelation. But cowards, unbelievers, the corrupt, murderers, the immoral, those who practice witchcraft, idol worshippers, and all liars, their fate is in the fiery lake of burning sulfur. This is the second death. There is no stinking way that God came down in the flesh and went through the horrific crucifixion to then let sin just squeegee on by. The Lord gave his life. And he opened the front doors. He said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. But he also said, and no one comes to the Father but through me. The front door's wide open. God's home is now among his people. He will live with them, and they will be his people. God himself will be with them. He'll wipe away every tear from their eyes, and there will be no more death, or sorrow, or crying, or pain. All these things are gone forever. And the one sitting on the throne said, look, I'm making everything new. And then he said to me, write this down, for what I tell you is trustworthy and true. Look at what he says. He says, one, I am making everything new. And then he says, it is finished. I'm making everything new. It's finished. I am the beginning and the end. And that's the beauty. Because we know eternity doesn't end. So he's talking about the end of this life, this world, and everything. And even if there was an end in eternity, he's it. Now I'm like, that is bad to the bone. It'd be perfect, right? It'd be perfect. It wouldn't be broken. But you think about that. Because you will see Jesus. I mean, it's guaranteed. If you've accepted Christ as your Lord and Savior, you are going to see him with perfect eyes. Perfect eyes, no specks. But will you, even in heaven, be able to look on him? You know, because as John's describing him, of course, from the broken world to what he's seeing in glory. And it's just spectacular. We're going to get into that in just one second. And I speculate there's a chance that King Nebuchadnezzar will be there. If you look in Daniel, and you look when God turns him into a werewolf, and it brings him out of that, he totally confesses that God is Lord. Now, does he stay there? I don't know. But if King Nebuchadnezzar's in heaven, that might not be shocking. I don't know if some of y'all know this. My wife, when we first got married, we saw this, that 6 months before he died, Evel Knievel genuinely accepted Christ. And that dude was a wild man. But right before he died, we watched his testimony and everything. He genuinely accepted Jesus Christ. And I was like, wow. And there's people there. And what if some of the people there are shocked by your presence? I didn't think you're going to make it. Praise. That's God's grace and glory. Maybe you see your grandmama was like, man, I prayed for you until I died. I sure wasn't sure if God was going to answer that prayer. He answered, grandmama, I'm here. You know? Yes. How great will that be in what we see? Eternity has no beginning or end, but if it had a beginning or an end, he's it. And that's who I serve. That's who you serve. And that's the encouragement that we can take.